At exactly 11:47 a.m. local time on March 17, 2026, a white Kia pickup truck crossed the outer access checkpoint of the U.S. Embassy, located in Baghdad, SA zone on the west bank of the Tigris River. The driver used forged Iraqi security credentials to gain entry. 11 seconds later, the truck detonated. The VBIED carried 800 kilograms of TATP explosive, mixed with copalin, EFP penetrators positioned laterally to strike the embassy's outer security post. The blast radius reached 140 meters. The fireball was visible from the Green Zone's north checkpoint, over 2 kilometers away. The smoke rising over the Tigris was photographed by Reuters and uploaded to the web just 2 minutes after the detonation. Before that photograph received its first share, the United States military's counter-terrorism machine had already moved from reaction to retribution. At Al Asad Air Base, in Anbar Province, a Tier 1 unit of the JSOC, Task Force Orange, was already in their briefing. Their target, a safe house in Sadr City, housing the operational commander of the Islamic resistance in Iraq's most active cell. This cell had claimed 67 drone and missile attacks against U.S. forces in the first 72 hours of the war against Iran. The intelligence package, built over 11 days of surveillance and signals interception from within Sadr City, was finally complete. The strike window they had been waiting for had just been delivered by the enemy himself. At 11:49 a.m., the Commander-General of CENTCOM authorized the incursion. At 11:52 a.m., 2 MH-60M Black Hawk helicopters and 1 MH-6 Little Bird from the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, Night Stalkers, took off from Al Asad with 12 operators from a classified assault element, Kalsin Atlas, on board. Flight time to the target in Sadr City, 41 minutes simultaneously. At an altitude of 42,000 feet, an MQ-9 Reaper on air combat patrol over the eastern districts of Baghdad, already keeping the target building within its 35-megapixel full-motion video sensor, received a change of mission authority from the JSOC Intelligence Fusion Center. It was authorized to fire if the primary target, a man known in American intelligence files as Harold, attempted to flee before the assault element arrived. At the embassy compound, the immediate crisis was multidimensional. The outer security post was destroyed. 4 American security contractors and 2 Iraqi National Police officers were confirmed dead. 11 others were wounded, 3 critically. The embassy's regional security officer activated the emergency action plan within 90 seconds, moving all non-essential personnel to reinforced cover positions, and initiating a primary communications blackout to prevent enemy forces from timing a follow-up secondary attack in Sadr City. The militia commander, who had received advance warning of the detonation via telegram, was already on the move. At 12:01 a.m., Harold exited through the back entrance of the safe house accompanied by 2 bodyguards and a driver. They got into an unmarked vehicle and headed north toward the Husseiniya district. The Reaper sensor operator tracked him immediately. At 12:03, Harold's vehicle crossed into a designated deconfliction zone, bordering an Iraqi civilian market. The Reaper was authorized to fire only if the vehicle left his zone. The operator observed the vehicle slowing near a fruit market. 40 seconds. 60 seconds. The vehicle stopped. Harold got out not to flee, but to make a phone call. The operator's reticle centered on the vehicle. At 12:06, Harold returned to the vehicle and it continued north, exiting the deconfliction zone at 12 hours 6 minutes and 31 seconds. The Reaper fired an AGM-114R2 Hellfire missile at 12 hours 6 minutes and 33 seconds. The impact occurred at 12 hours 6 minutes and 42 seconds. The vehicle was destroyed at an intersection 800 meters north of the market. No civilian casualties. At las 12:30 de la tarde, the Atlas assault element descended upon the safe house in Sadr City in a simultaneous insertion of 2 helicopters. One element breached the roof from the Little Bird, while the second struck the ground floor from the Black Hawks. The assault lasted 4 minutes and 19 seconds. 3 militia fighters who attempted to resist were eliminated. 12 cell phones, 2 encrypted laptops, 3 RPG launchers, and a document archive were recovered from the site. American operators would later describe the archive as target packages for additional American embassy and military installations throughout Baghdad. Inside one of the laptops, encrypted messages coordinating the VBID attack with an IRGC Quds force agent operating under diplomatic cover. The agent was at the Iranian embassy located, with bitter irony, less than 1.4 kilometers from the American one. The geopolitical cascade was immediate and severe. At 2 p.m., Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed al-Sudani summoned the U.S. ambassador. He issued a formal diplomatic protest, demanding the withdrawal of American forces under the terms of the 2024 Status of Forces Agreement. The Iraqi parliament had been demanding this for years. Today, they had images of American helicopters landing inside Baghdad to give them leverage. CENTCOM issued a terse statement. U.S. forces conducted a counterterrorism operation in response to an attack. No mention of Herald or the laptop. In Tehran, the IRGC denied any involvement. The Iranian foreign minister reaffirmed that Iran was only targeting American military assets. He spoke with complete composure to an Al Jazeera reporter 6 hours after an Iranian-linked cell killed 6 people at a diplomatic compound. In Washington, the National Security Council met in an emergency session. Iraq threatened to expel the 2,500 American troops still operating there. Their departure would leave a vacuum through which the Iranian land bridge to Lebanon and Syria passes. The White House had 48 hours. The men and women of Atlas were already back in Al-Assad, cleaning their weapons. The laptop was already on a plane to Langley, and somewhere in Sadr City, a phone rang unanswered ringing. And ringing in a safe house, filled with empty chairs. The silence that settles when a network reaches out for its leader and finds only a ghost. The embassy complex would reopen in 6 days. The geopolitical wound torn in U.S.-Iraq relations could take 6 years to heal. The question remains hanging over the tiger like rising smoke. Would you withdraw all forces and hand Iran the land bridge, or would you hold the line at all costs? Comment below.